Hello everyone and welcome to Shdows Secrit. Today we are going deep into one of the most chilling and terrifying legends in American history. A story whispered for more than 2 centuries, a haunting so cruel and relentless that it has been called America's most terrifying ghost story. The infamous Curse of the Bell Witch. And as we begin, imagine yourself in the early 1800s. The cold winds of Tennessee sweeping across farmlands, the countryside quiet, families living simple lives in wooden cabins surrounded by endless fields. But in one home, the home of John Bell and his family, peace would shatter into an endless nightmare, for it started so quietly, with knocking sounds on the walls of the Bell cabin, rapping noises at night when everyone should have been asleep, sounds that seemed to come from nowhere, footsteps echoing across empty halls, chains dragging across wooden floors, whispers that rose and fell in the dark. At first the family thought it must be rats, animals, or even mischievous neighbors. But when objects began moving by themselves and the voices grew louder, mocking laughter in the dead of night, the Bells realized this was not human mischief. This was something darker, something they could not see, and soon the presence gave itself a name, calling itself Kate, claiming to be the spirit of a woman who once lived nearby. But this was no ordinary ghost, for it seemed intelligent, it could speak, it could mock, it could predict the future, and it delighted in tormenting the Bell family, especially John Bell and his young daughter Betsy. Night after night, Betsy would scream as unseen hands pulled her hair, slapped her face, and left bruises across her skin, her covers torn away as she shivered in terror. The voice would whisper cruel things in her ear, laughing as she cried, mocking her prayers, mocking her hope, and when neighbors came to stay the night, they too heard the terrifying voice, sometimes speaking clearly, sometimes screaming, other times singing wicked songs, and so the legend spread. Travelers came from miles away to hear the Bell Witch, some too terrified to ever return, and as the haunting grew worse, even powerful men became intrigued, one of them none other than General Andrew Jackson, who would later become President of the United States. He brought his men to the Bell farm, determined to expose the haunting as a fraud, but when they arrived, their wagons mysteriously froze in the road, the horses refusing to move as if held by invisible chains. Jackson reportedly cursed and declared that no witch could stop him, only to hear a ghostly laugh echo through the air, and one of his soldiers screamed as he was struck by invisible blows, thrown across the ground by unseen hands. The men begged Jackson to leave, and the general himself admitted that he would never again doubt the power of witches. And so the Bell Witch's reputation grew even darker. It seemed unstoppable, sometimes pretending to be helpful, reciting long passages of scripture, even accurately predicting events. But more often it reveled in cruelty, mocking prayers, twisting voices, breaking objects, and spreading fear. Its hatred for John Bell grew with each passing year, the voice declaring openly that it would kill him, and soon John suffered a mysterious illness, his throat swelling, his body weakening, his eyes sinking, and one cold morning he was found dead, a strange vial of dark liquid lying near his bed, the family bewildered, and the witch laughing with triumph, declaring that it had poisoned him, that it had finally kept its promise, mocking him even in death. And at his funeral, as mourners wept, the voice of the witch was heard singing loudly, laughing and celebrating, its cruel song echoing over the grieving crowd, the family broken, their lives forever scarred, and Betsy, too, would never be free, for as she grew older and found love, her engagement was haunted by the witch's relentless torment. Her fiancé terrified, the voice whispering day and night until Betsy, broken and frightened, ended her engagement, her dreams destroyed by the curse. And though the witch eventually quieted, it never truly left, for it promised to return in 7 years, and when that time passed, strange events did occur again, brief whispers, shadows, and then silence. But locals swore the curse was never truly lifted, and even in modern times the land is feared. The Bell Witch Cave near Adams, Tennessee, said to be a place where the spirit still lingers, visitors reporting shadows moving on the cave walls, sudden cold winds, strange photographs where ghostly faces appear, batteries drained, cameras refusing to work, and the feeling of being watched by something unseen. Many who have dared to enter claim they hear whispers in the darkness, a woman's laugh, or even feel a sharp slap across their face, just as Betsy once did. Skeptics argue it is just folklore, a tale exaggerated through generations, but believers know there were too many witnesses, too many accounts written down, too many people who left the Bell home pale and trembling, unable to explain what they had seen and heard, and the legend of the Bell, which remains one of the most detailed hauntings in history, a curse that claimed a man's life, destroyed a young woman's happiness, and left a town forever scarred. So ask yourself, what if the witch never left? What if she still waits, her laughter echoing in the night, waiting for another soul to torment? And if you ever find yourself walking down a quiet Tennessee back road, the wind howling through the trees, and you hear footsteps behind you though no one is there, or a faint whisper calling your name, perhaps you will understand the fear that haunted the Bell family. For the Bell, which is more than just a story, it is a warning, a reminder that some curses never die. They simply wait in the shadows for the next victim who dares to listen, who dares to believe, and perhaps even for you, watching this very moment, as the Bell which still laughs, still whispers, and still curses those who remember her name. Thank you for watching Shdows Secrit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories from the shadows.